8. Blue 8. 8.
So we're back, Norway against Denmark. Norway has a 1-0 lead against Denmark. 5 minutes into the first half. See the ball dropping down. Players swimming to pick it up. Don't know where they're going. Against Danish goal. Pushing through. She sees her teammates. Hi. Now it's on. And we have Darrell back also. Norway's pushing around the basket.
So is there anything to say clear favorite in this game, or?
Well, I think we have to admit that Norway is the favorite.
Yeah.
They're leading 1-0, and if you compare Norway's results against the other teams, it's safe to assume that Norway is the favorite. But you never know.
All right. Oh yeah. I talked to him. Yeah. He's thinking about getting back into sport more.
So Denmark has the ball on the Norway side, but they're locked up, drifting to the surface. Can't really get anything done. Too many Norwegian players around them. Norwegian goalkeeper waits before she goes up. Norway's on midfield, coming over, going into the defender, but she doesn't get anywhere. Passes it on to her teammate, but she's locked up immediately. Poorly positioning by the Norwegian players and/or bit poor passes. So Danish players locking Norwegian players up, swimming in the surface all over to the other side. But the ball comes back again, and Norway is going in, going above, trying to grab the goalkeeper, but she can't really get hold of her. So she pulls out, passes the ball down, and her teammates will go in again. Passing down, does she see her teammate below? Yeah. She lifts and shoots in. That's a goal.
Well, as you said, Norway is a favorite, and they had a dominant attack there, and it just was a matter of time before they broke the Danish women.
This was player number 5, Ida Skylstad. And we're halfway through the first half.
Kanske det är inte bra.
And it's an open goal, can't really get her. The ball, she tries to get over to the Norwegian side, but she's all alone. She can't do everything by herself. She needs help. So Denmark is controlling the ball away from the Norwegian basket, but they're attacked by aggressive Norwegian forwards, and they don't have much help. It's a tough fight between two very small girls.
It's great that they have these younger players. If they start when they're 14, that means that they have a long U21 career ahead of them.
Imagine in 5 years,
Yeah.
these players are going to be top players. If they continue their development, they're going to be really good.
No, absolutely. They won't even realize that
Yeah, we have
That
some
they learned-
interference, so we have to put away our phones.
interference. Okay. I'll plug my phone back.
And again, Denmark is controlling the ball, but they're never really dangerous on the Norwegian goal. She gets close, but the defenders are in between the Danish attackers, so that's the thing about underwater rugby. If you're far away, you really can't do anything. Keeping the distance to opponents is a really important aspect of the game.
Control of distance.
Control of distance.
Look down, look down.
And the ball is out of bounds, and it is a Norwegian
Blue free
free
ball.
throw from the middle of the
Blue
field.
free ball.
Pass upwards.
Pass upwards to herself. She probably slipped the ball. We have two Norwegian players taking up positions under the goal, but the ball is too far away from them.
I think this is a pretty good result for Denmark, given
Yeah, I think Denmark's doing well.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
that's
that could be the 14-year-old goalie, right?
that could be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just saw that was.
See, what was her name?
Så tar vi
That was Norwegian player and captain, number 15, Mina
White
Andersen.
timeout.
She's a
Time
tall
out.
girl. She's strong.
Right.
She comes in from above, grabs the neck, and the goalkeeper doesn't have a chance.
Du starter.
Yeah,
Ja.
the younger Danish players, Kajsa Pilvanhoek. It's hard for her to, at age of 14, to fight a fully grown.
She's 14.
Yeah, I think they have two 14-year-olds. We got a really good interview of her.
She was the one you talked to.
Yes,
Earlier.
Christian said go interview her, and it was it was a good tip from Christian.
Let's see, the timeout was taken by the white team, Danish team.
You get 1 minute for a timeout.
1 minute. And they probably needed to readjust.
When you see a suit like that that says Norway on it, that means it's essentially a national team player, because she wouldn't have that if she weren't on the national team.
That might be. I'm not sure. Maybe they have.
I'm
bought-
talking about the seniors.
I'm talking about the senior
Yeah.
national team. Yeah. Perhaps
I don't think you could buy. I mean, you could buy,
I
but I
haven't
mean,
seen how many of the Norwegian girls have these suits. It's not many, so they're probably from senior.
yeah, I think so.
It doesn't seem like they bought in suits for the junior team, like we see Germany, Colombia.
They bought suits, absolutely.
Yeah,
It would be interesting to know how the Norwegian women feel about the fact that they only have CMAS big events and Champions Cup. They don't have EuroLeague. They don't have a place to show off that how good they are.
no. So that would be a major turning point in underwater rugby development to create a EuroLeague style women's league. That would have been.
We're gonna do it in Stavanger.
You are
Yeah,
talking about it?
yeah. Someone said Stavanger has a good pool. Right now, the pool is Bella Hoy in Copenhagen. Everybody knows it's a good pool. It stays clean for the whole weekend,
Yeah.
and it's good size and everything. And it's in capital city. It's easy to get to,
Yeah.
etc., etc. So I don't know. I mean, the pool in Oslo is horrible. I wouldn't like
Yeah.
to have anything there.
The pool in Stavanger is pretty great.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
and the ball
goal.
is in.
And that is a national suit.
Once again, number 15, Mina Enoksen,
Bro,
captain of the team.
She's a national team player, I think. What's her name?
Mina.
Oh yes, okay. Min Enoksen. I will find out. Is Mina Enoksen
So,
a national
We're
player?
soon ready with the first half. Norway has a very comfortable lead.
She has been? No?
So,
Has been. Okay.
and we
Okay.
have some struggles. Norwegian player
Why?
tries to get
She's
through
young?
the defender, but she gets
Okay.
her legs in between. She's pulled up.
Okay. How many national
Can't
team
really
players
get the
are
ball to her teammates.
there? To our seniors.
Maybe she's moving a bit too slowly, and the ball is loose, goes open, and it's a goal.
Okay.
And it's a goal for Norwegian player number, I think it was number 3, Elisabeth Ose. She's 14 years old.
So on the Norwegian U21 team, 3 of the women have been on the national team as seniors, and Mina is one of them.
Mina is one of them.
Yeah.
So we just had a goal for Norway, and this was one of Norway's 14-year-old girls. She managed to catch a loose ball and put it in an open basket.
Great feeling for her.
Great feeling. As far as I know, the first national team goal ever for her. So that has to be a great feeling.
Yeah. And probably, well, for that, we don't know the history of international play. for
I won't
Norwegian
say
team,
for too certain. I can't remember if she was part of the team. Yes, not yesterday, but last year.
but at the age of 13, I don't know.
Probably not. I don't think so. And the ball is kicked loose. Danish player picks it up, passes down. Good passing. But the Danish team are tired. You see 5 Danish players lazily swimming in the water while their teammate is drowning with Norwegian players around her. So we can see at the end of the first half, the Danish team,
1
they're
minute.
1
very
minute.
tired.
minute.
They're worn out. It's tough to defend almost an entire match.
She dropped the ball. Actually, this is a point that non-players might not appreciate, that people pass the ball and they catch it, and we just take that for granted that it's easy to always catch the ball. In reality, a club player, the ball hits their hand and they drop it, or people passing right into the face of another player, and so to have good passes that people catch
and ball feeling.
It's not as simple as it looks when you watch it here.
And the ball is big. It's round and it's big. At least for me, I have very tiny hands. Look.
Yeah. You're
even smaller.
handicapped.
I'm almost handicapped.
Because I don't have especially big hands, so.
Oh.
But you can you hold the ball with one hand? Sure.
I can hold it, but it's not extremely well controlled. Strong goal.
Do you lock with your wrist or?
Sometimes when I go into the baskets.
Yeah.
But midfield I try to always play like this because passing.
Yeah.
So we're talking about different grips on the ball. I like to say there's, well, 3 different kinds of grips. First is holding the ball in your open hand.
Right.
Second, holding the ball tight under your elbow, inside, locking it away. And third is some kind of a hybrid where you wrap your wrist and arm or
hand-wrist combo
around the ball. It gives some better form of protection, and you can still be able to pass the ball, but not as well as with an open hand. Some players enjoy that grip a lot.
Yeah. And there's a fourth way.
There's a fourth way.
Yeah.
Well,
hold it between your knees.
Between the knees, yeah. Well, I have seen it.
Yeah. I'm not recommending it, but if you're in that situation where you're going to let the ball drop or you hold it with your knees, you might as well hold it with your knees.
Yeah.
It's kind of embarrassing. It looks like the person has to go to has to take a pee. So we're at halftime now. Norway up 5-0. Stian is Norwegian, so he's probably feeling this is a good thing, and but really Norway is a stronger team, and I don't think there's any question. Denmark has, since they played in Mulheim a few years ago, they have built up. Their players are getting older, they're better, thanks to Leila List getting it organized. And it's historic, really, that the German women are here, but they were not the first ones to have a team. It's Denmark and Norway. They said we'll have the first U21 teams. So they played by themselves in Germany. They were.
Wasn't there supposed to be one more team?
Colombia didn't show. Colombia they're the ones who started it. They said we want
to have this,
but they didn't have money to come after they started it. So the Danish and Norwegian women just said, well, we just play anyway, and they could be
like a training camp.
In that way European champions or whatever it was. But the thing about it was, according to CMOS rules, you can't be a European champion if there are only 2 countries in the competition. 3 is not even enough. So that's something that underwater rugby is not taken entirely seriously.
It's still a huge thing for the girls. It's great for the national team, and I say the Norwegian team making one of the loudest pre-game noises we've ever seen.
Second half's about to start.
And we have to remember that Denmark had their huge moment when they managed to beat Sweden 2-1. It was probably one of the closest matches in the tournament so far. Denmark against Sweden, the girls' match. So Denmark, I don't think they're disappointed at all with their performance. I think they're more than pleased.
Yeah, they've done. They've played well, and we see now that there are certain obstacles like Turkey and Colombia that people are not entirely confident that they can beat them. It has to happen somehow.
You're thinking on the men's side or the women's?
Yeah, men's side. On the women's side, it's the same thing as Colombia. There is no Turkish team yet, but when they come, I guarantee you they'll be good.
And the turnout from the women's group will probably result in Colombia meeting Denmark in the semi-final, and a rematch between Norway and Germany. How do you think that one will turn out?
That's a very good question. I'm pretty certain the first match that it will be a repeat. I mean,
there's no tension in that game.
yeah, there's no tension there.
1-2.
But
Yeah.
when it comes to Germany and Norway, that's uncertain. And I think
White
that
team ready?
Norway could win,
Blue team ready?
or you have to favor Norway, of course. But Germany, they're not exactly helpless when it comes to the situation.
No, I think the match could go either way. But do you think Norway has a slight
It's always,
mental
I
advantage?
mean, it's always good
Being-
to have won a match. But look, in the World Championships, Norway beat Germany in the preliminary round.
Yeah.
But when it came to the final,
Yeah.
the Germans won. And part of the reason is that you have this team discipline instilled that you say you have to give it all, you have to keep to the plan, and if you do that, you may succeed, especially if conditioning is a factor. And see who's in better condition.
We will. Those matches will be played tomorrow at 7:50 a.m. Well, Germany against Norway, or Norway versus Germany. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
So
I couldn't say. I would. It's like you could say 60-40 either way.
Yeah, it's more than open.
Yeah.
Because as we saw, the Norwegian girls, they were basically in their defense the entire match, almost the entire match.
But they scored.
But they scored. Some very good fast breaks.
That's also part of the Norwegian style, though, is to get the fast break, score, and just keep it. Not that they go passive. They weren't passive, but it's good to have the fast break style because you stun your opponent, right? They're hurt.
Yeah. Oh, and there's no defender, but the Norwegian forward is holding her off. This is the 14-year-old girl.
Yeah, and she put her knee there, and perfectly legal. She didn't kick or anything, but she put her knee up on her midsection
To keep her slightly away.
keep her away,
and
and
get
then
some
pull.
contact
Yeah.
to push from, as
It's good.
we've talked about before. She's a ferocious player.
What's her name? Is she the one who scored? Yeah.
Yeah, his name is Elizabeth.
Her name is.
This is her number 3, Elisabeth Ose.
So Elizabeth Orse, and someday she and Kaisu may be joint captains in 3 or 4 years' time of
Who
the
knows, who
U21.
knows. She has a split
Yeah, that's
swimsuit
weird.
with
Yeah.
a half green.
I don't. It's okay.
Half
You
black.
can tell who she is, but it looks like it.
It's 2 against 1.
It looks like a diving suit. It doesn't even look like a swimsuit.
wetsuit. Oh, and Norway's unable to score. I think those situations has to be.
This could be a score
goals.
easily.
Oh, and Runa goes
Yeah,
in.
she's got it.
It's
Yeah.
off. See how she manages to. She twists herself around to get low. So this is not just raw force. This is good movement as well.
Blue 8.
Well, she set herself up so she came from underneath, and
Yeah.
she had a good push, and she had the ball secure. And I saw it was going to be a goal even before she started.
Yeah. But she didn't call it. It doesn't count. There's 12 minutes left.
Oh,
So
no.
do you think any of them are considering saving themselves for tomorrow?
Well,
Try not to go all out?
that's a good question that you raise. And Henrik, the coach from Denmark, he said that you could see some amateur mistakes in like Turkey, that they run up the score on the other teams. So he said it doesn't make any sense if you're winning big. Why are you going to prolong your game? Because every time you score a goal, another goal, you're going to have a longer game,
Yeah.
and you want to save yourself. And everybody's trying to score. You're building up lactic acid, so it's an amateur mistake. He said at that point, if you're winning something like 11-0, and you should just cruise through to the end of the game. Good point, of course, for a player who hasn't scored and wants to score. Maybe for them it feels like, I can't stand it. I want to get in there. I want to show that I can do it.
Then you have the other side of the argument. If you start slowing down, then I'm not saying you'll get used to it, but if you're not always playing like you're supposed to, you're unconsciously getting some bad habits.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah. Unless your team has practiced holding on to the ball, like to do a corner control, and then you practice where the coach has said, now corner control, and then corner control off, corner control on. Then it has a kind of logic to it.
But if we're thinking just turning down the effort spent to save energy.
Swimming backwards, backward passing, that's bad. Those are bad habits. If that's what you're talking about, like people, I like to see when people swim backwards, they swim with full force. So their backwards swimming actually is a rather aggressive backwards swimming.
And here we have a counter-attack.
Yeah.
Let's see, down below, one player passes back. She sees that she's alone on the first wave, so she doesn't go in and lose the ball. So it's low risk. Passes down. Oh, she drops it. She was alone with the goalkeeper there. She sees her teammate. Can't really pass to her. Picks up the ball anyway. Norwegian players on the other side. She has the ball. Oh, she's locked up. She passes down and Norway picks it up. Open basket. Oh, Norwegian girl doesn't see it. Denmark picks it up and she...
Now this is a really good example. The woman who picked up the loose ball in the bottom there, she should have exploded out of there.
She was a little insecure.
She was too slow.
She wasn't sure what to do.
Yeah, but as a player gains more experience, then they learn that in this situation,
now
you have to go
live stream. You
have to go really quickly. You don't. Why are you going to wait and think about it? If you wait and think about it, other people are thinking they're going to get you. So we're on the live stream here. All right.
You have to look good.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, that's a pattern to always. It's
another goal.
There we have another goal.
So teaching people to react quickly and move forward, that's one of the basic things that the coaches are always talking about. Forward, forward, forward. Look forward, pass forward. And if everybody's looking backwards, passing backwards, bad things happen.
The German playing style, it often includes passing backwards.
Yeah, of course, it's not that passing backwards always bad, but if you're passing backwards because you're being pushed back, then somebody's going to come and catch that ball and go forward. 8 minutes left in this match, 7-0, Norway is leading. And a tired-looking, is that Clara, number 6? Can we go over and take a look at the team here? Number 6 for
Clara Madsen.
Yes. A tired-looking Clara Madsen. Also, you can see from the body language of the Norwegian team now on the sideline how they're still anxious to get in and start playing again.
Yeah,
if you look at their body language here.
And we've seen it with other teams leading like this. The Colombian players almost dancing, and they want to get in the water again.
Shoulder in the basket briefly.
Oh, it's another goal. And that's happiness right there.
Yeah. I'm going to go and get a couple more pictures.
Hvilket nummer har hun? Nummer 3. Få ordne hetta hennes, da. Blue nummer 3. Look down. White free ball. White free ball. Blå 5. Blue 5. Ja.
Christian Schaefer here in. Is Christian online? Say something, Christian. Testing?
Testing.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
online.
So,
Trying to find out which next game we have. Oh,
shoulder in the basket, but there's nobody there, so they don't call it. That's the 14-year-old girl. She scored.
she scored?
Yeah.
I know. We have a lot of, oh, not a lot. We have a couple of 14-year-old girls in this game.
For
Both.
yeah, two for
Two for Norway.
Norway. I didn't know about.
And the girl you spoke to earlier, Kaiser, she's also 14. Great to see young people enjoying the sport and the competition. Here we have Denmark, 2 minutes left. Just.
By the way, I saw one German player on the male team with Najed or Najadafins upside down.
Yeah, that's it's like, you know, there's all these urban myths about when you eat a cheeseburger you have to flip it upside down in order for it to taste better.
Yeah.
And it's the same with the Najada things. Most players turn them upwards
But
down.
that's not a myth, it's true.
No, that's true. It's
all those Binsumers do, and it's much better.
While we have the last minutes of Norway-Denmark here, we see the USA team preparing for the next game against Sweden. The coaches of the American team are Philip Mund from Sweden, and we also have the assistant coach is.
He's a national team. He's a national team player.
And the assistant coach is from Denmark.
Yep.
So it's a international coaching team. They have. I spoke a little bit with Philip, and he talked a lot about trying to implement. Because a lot of the American team are Colombians of Colombian descent, so they're trying to mix the two styles, the Swedish with the Colombian style. And when you hear it in theory, that sounds potentially lethal to mix the very best of Sweden and Colombia.
I think he wants a more stable defense, basically.
Yeah.
But
we also.
I hear the Colombian style is coming into Sweden, even in different places. I hear different coaches talking. Anders Magnusson, the former Swedish coach, he said he believes the back position has no future.
Yeah,
play with that back, and also.
You wrote a great piece about that on UVR.
Did I? Okay.
.org, so you can go into Facebook and find that one.
But the bottom line is that if you've got everybody's playing forward, there is another goal. If everybody's forechecking really hard all across the pool, that's one alternative.
Yeah. But here it is. Norway 10, Denmark 0. The players are greeting each other after the game.